Let me hear you say. 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 Let me hear you say.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, blurs of all ages, good evening, good morning, good afternoon. It is I, Navy Montel, really ragged. I don't know what's going on with this beard. It is acting like it ain't got no sense. Your frosty bearded Blerdicorn here. Hopefully you guys are taking care of yourselves. Do what I tell you to always do. Hopefully you're washing these, covering this, staying as far away as you need to, or it's this close or this close, or if you're very intimate, this close. Looking out for yourselves, your loved ones, and each other. Thank y'all so much for hanging out with me tonight. The first combo of the new year. Let me tell you, I have been so geeked for this. Truth be told, as a content creator, there's always going to be that challenge. I'm not going to lie about it. If you're in here for the first time, hello, and introduce myself to you. Let me get out of that. Instagram is not going to be conducive to that's fine. You know, Instagram, I need y'all to figure your life. I really do, because y'all be bugging. Y'all come out with some of the strangest things and doing the goofiest stuff, and then people go, oh, yeah, okay, your thing is great. Yeah, that's fine, wonderful. Yeah, no, we're not vibing with that. We're not vibing. Hold on. Where in the world are we actually having to challenge this now? Don't do this to me. There we go. All right, there we go. All right. Everybody, thank y'all so much. We got Black History Month coming up next month. It's going to be a plethora of things. Technically, next month is tomorrow. So make sure you celebrate your history. Make sure that you learn something, create something, be a part of something. There's nothing worse than people trying to stray away from something. And if they're not comfortable with it, that's okay. We deal with a lot of uncomfortable things now as it is anyway. But I digress. The headband, courtesy of my friends at Believe It or Not. She is one of the dopest people I know, definitely when it comes to my headbands and stuff. So y'all get a chance to go hang out with her. Go check her out. Go check her out at believeItorNot.com, or just go Believe It or Not once so you can look as great as me. You can hide your forehead and still look good. You still be part of the collective. Isn't that awesome? I love it. Also, you guys, continue to support Otaku Noir. Otaku Noir is the only blurred-owned blind box business out there. They take everything that Black creators create, put them in their specialty boxes. Y'all see my commercial for it. Y'all know what I'm all about. I'm always about supporting the creators, whether it's comics, anime, manga, art, music, microphone, you name it. Everything is on point. So hopefully everybody is taking care of themselves, doing okay. So without any further ado, I'm going to bring in one of the most phenomenal people. I had the honor of meeting this young lady at PAX Unplugged. Now, y'all know I've talked about PAX Unplugged multiple times. So it is one of my, get out of here. Nobody wants you anymore. It is one of my favorite conventions. This was year 3. And I always try to gravitate to blurred creators in this space because tabletop is one of the most underutilized, underattended events around. Everybody's video games. Where is it? My prop for the day. This is where I started, y'all. This is where I started. See, and no, you can't take this. This is all mine. This all belongs to me. You can't have this. You can't have this. What in the world? Who is? Oh my gosh, Starlet. Hey, what's going on? We got everybody popping up in here. What's going on, guys? Chocolate Mama. Hey, everybody. Really one of these? Oh, and we got the Twitch fam up in here. Thank y'all, man. This is so wonderful. Thank you, everybody. If you're on YouTube, you're missing out. You're missing out. However, I started playing Dungeons and Dragons at 16 years old. My first character was a Paladin of Isis. No one said I could do this, and I did it. And I created a Paladin, and it was great until a senior tore up my character sheet. My first tabletop trauma. What can I do? But that really sparked my love for tabletop gaming, especially part of the RPG side, because there's so much imagination. And if you've never been a part of Dungeons and Dragons, you're missing out, or any type of RPG platform whatsoever. But I will tell you this, if you played Pretend or Make Believe growing up, you played RPGs. because we had to pretend to be somebody else for a little while. And then you just had to go back home before the street lights came on. It is what it is. Anyway, I have the honor of having as my first guest of 2025 a young lady who is a GM slash DM, player, streamer, content creator, has the most amazing hair. Let me tell you, this hair is everything. And she was introduced to me by some folks I know, and let me tell you, I think she is phenomenal. I know her as Meadow, but everyone else knows her as Howdylovedarlingm. What is going on, you amazing goddess? You. Hi, welcome. It's a pleasure to see you. How you doing?
Howdy, darling. It's really good to be here. And I see you, Heather, in the chat. I love you. It's so good to be here. And I love that I am the first guest of the year. I am also an Aries. We are the first sign of the zodiac. I love being first. If you're not first, you're last.
Oh
So
my gosh,
I'm
here we
so
go.
excited to be here.
Here we go. We starting up already, y'all. Let me tell you, she impressed me completely at PAX Unplugged. I met her this year, and you know what? I'm not even gonna do it. Please introduce yourself and tell everybody who you are.
Well, howdy, darlings. I am Meadow. I have been Meadow and will hopefully continue to be Meadow in the future. She, they pronouns, and I go by Howdy Love Darling or Howdy Love Darling GM everywhere on the internet that matters. I love writing, collaborative storytelling, general cinema nerdery, and designing games for people to play that champion odd and underutilized mechanics. I love creating something new in a world where everything's been done. I love to challenge that norm.
And the key word is nerdery. Nerdery. If you're not wearing that on your sleeve or on your shirt or even got it tattooed somewhere, something's missing. Okay, that's all I have here. Do I sound okay? Am I sounding wonderful somehow?
You sound lovely.
Wonderful. You know what? We're gonna give you this. So y'all know my rules. If you've never been here before, welcome. If you don't know who I am, my name is Montel. I'm a YouTuber, Twitch streamer, podcaster. I'm on Instagram. I like to bring positivity to the Blurred Nerd community. I like to bring them from the dark into the light, let them know that they're loved, they're appreciated, and they are welcome into the collective, to the family. And you are officially a Blerdicorn. And I already told Mel, Meadow, she is a Blerdicorn, straight up, 100%. Matter of fact, next time I see you, I'm having ribbons made. So I'm just gonna here. Yes, I
collect ribbons, so I would love to get one of those from you.
Well, when I get them, I'm gonna actually make sure they're saved a few for you.
Thank you.
I don't know what other conventions you'll be attending, but you will
Dragon Con, MomoCon, Big Bad Con, and then I'll be at PAX U again, and maybe a couple others depending on what goes through in the media side.
What was the first convention you mentioned?
Dragon Con.
Okay. Y'all, I got a story for you. Did not know this young lady, but I knew her from the cosplay that she did. If y'all are familiar with The Acolyte, one of the dopest series ever to come out on Disney, let me tell you, they had my money. She portrayed one of my favorite characters, and I didn't even realize until she showed me at PAX that was her. I was like, "That was you." I walked past you. Oh my god! Matter of fact, I remember because we were in the Hilton on the bottom floor. You walked by, and I told my friends, "That is the dopest cosplay I've ever seen." He looked good. And then my friend who was a cosplayer from the Caribbean, BVI Mermaid, she was down there with me. And we both were like, "That's dope."
That's so sweet.
But you walked by so quick, we were like, okay.
Yeah, I had my mask up and I was burning up in that heat. I had the cloak, the armor, the long sleeve shirt, the double layered pants. So I was like, nobody talked to me. No one touched me. I need to get to the AC.
And you know what? You handled it well. You handled it well. And I'm not going to take too much of your time because you've got a session coming up right after we have our chit chat.
Indeed.
And I'm already going to be on board. I'm already going to be watching it. I'm going to sit here. I've already got my Cheetos here, my new size Cheetos. I've already got my beverage here. You know, y'all, if y'all have never seen a D&D session, you got to have junk food. You have to.
You do.
Your junk
do.
food, your dye, your imagination, and everything.
Snacks
So
are very important to fuel that creativity.
precisely. You see, y'all see why I like this? You see why I'm vibing where? You see this? Oh my God. Okay. I was really happy that you decided to say yes, because the tabletop space has not been frequented enough by folks of color. And when I saw you and oh my goodness, I saw my people there, it made me smile. My friend Bendy, I've known her for years, and she just started introducing me to people left and right. I'm going, oh my gosh, you're amazing, you're wonderful, you're colossal, and everything in the tabletop space. Now, if y'all are not familiar with conventions like Gen Con and PAX and Too Many Games and all the other cons like that, tabletop gaming has been around long before video gaming. So to learn strategy, to learn community, connectivity, interaction, all of that came from rolling die, moving pieces, reading cards, and all of that. So conventions like PAX Unplugged are a gem because they get you back to the basics. But one of the biggest basics was Dungeons and Dragons. All you needed is dice and imagination. But before we get into that, I want to ask you the same question I ask all of my beautiful, brilliant fellow Blerdicorn conversationalists who come up in here. Are you watching anime? If so, what current series are you watching?
Do you count Castlevania?
Yes. Duh.
Okay.
Nocturne?
Yeah, I've just gotten into, yeah. So that's where I'm at right now. But in general, no. I don't usually watch anime. I grew up on like Nick and Cartoon Network cartoons. And then once I was in college eating nothing but cup of noodle ramen, I got into Dragon Ball Z. But then after that, I couldn't really find my place in the anime world. I felt like I was already so far behind. Like One Piece had taken off. Everybody already knew everything that I could possibly try to learn. It's so like overwhelming. You don't know where to dive in. So I get little pieces. I'll get like one little show that I know only has 3 seasons. I'm in there. I can do it. But anything that has like surpassed what I can commit to time-wise, catch me on like vacation. I will have to take a week in a cabin in Colorado to just have a One Piece week where I devour all the media at once, because there's no way I can catch up.
Not cabin in Colorado. Let me tell you,
peace and quiet so I can binge.
I would take that cabin in Colorado, and I would bring every game that I've ever wanted to play, but I kept getting disturbed by muggles. By muggles. Okay, come on. House Gryffindor all day, every day. Okay. Don't look at me like that, because I know everyone's at the same house. I already know. I
don't mind what house. Hey, I don't mind what house you're in. I'm in the most unproblematic house. So
Hufflepuff?
No.
I made a friend of mine mad. We're like, Hufflepuff, how dare you? It's Ravenclaw. Oh, okay.
Yes, it is Ravenclaw. Everyone thinks that Hufflepuff are cozy, but since reclaiming that that fandom from the person who started it, we've decided otherwise.
Wow! So, there was a hostile takeover.
Yes, there was.
Okay. I love it. I'm here for all of it.
We pulled a John Q on that fandom. You don't get to put your bigotry in here. Put the money in the bag. You are absolutely not about to fill a fandom that ignited a generation or 3 full of whimsy and wonder and nostalgia, full of your hatred. That's not happening.
Put the fries in the bag, old man. Oh my gosh. Put the fries in the bag. And I'm an old man, so hey, I can do that. I don't even care. I am perfectly fine. Everybody, if you have questions for Meadow, please put them in the comments. I'll make sure to put them up, because there have been some comments here for you. First of all, Midnight Heather's, Meadow, the love of my life.
I do love Heather. It's a mutual love.
See, and she even goes even further. one of the coolest cosplay character cosplay. She nailed this. You nailed this. She nailed this. You nailed this. Okay. I just want to make sure we put that out there because it was phenomenal. So, Castlevania Nocturne, does that appeal more towards your RPG side? Because you are an avid tabletop RPG player. And
I'm busy.
How I didn't say I know you're busy. I know this is without a doubt. Y'all, let me tell you, every time I was trying to tag with her, she got distracted and she blinked out. Did not see her for the rest of the con. I saw nothing but posts of here's Meadow. It's a Meadow sighting. Okay, here's Meadow. It's a Meadow sighting. Why are we having all these Meadow sightings? I want her sitting here chatting with me. One of the coolest,
So
beautiful
nice.
spirits around. Let me tell you, I've been to conventions for years. And you definitely rank up there as one of those people I would sit down with, grab food with, and just chat and not look at the phone, not look at my watch, and just time, because you have those spirits that you're conducive with in a certain space. I'm just saying it. So, when tell the significant other that yes, the fandom's just gotten a little bit bigger for the Meadow. That's all I got to say. That's all I got to say.
The Meadow is ever expanding. It's more grass.
Yes. Remember, touch grass, not Meadow. Okay.
Exactly.
You should make a t-shirt out of that, though.
I should.
So when did your love for D&D start?
I had always been curious about it, but I didn't know much further than the jokes they made in media. So all I knew was that it was like people in costumes in their mom's basements pretending to participate in a Lord of the Rings-esque world. So that's all I had until the pandemic. As soon as the pandemic hit, I started looking for ways to fulfill that collaborative storytelling bug that I have, because you couldn't be with people. And that really hurt me. I love people. I love talking to people. I love creatively like sharing that space with others. And D&D was like the perfect way to do that. I started watching other people doing it. And I was like, I got to get in there. I have to understand the magic. Immediately, like, downloaded everything I could, started running games, started playing in games. It became like 3 times a week. I was leaving my house to drive like an hour into downtown to play. 3. Hey, I was working.
3.
Now it's 6. Now it's
okay.
6 times a week.
Now we've expanded. Okay, that's even better.
The Meadow is always expanding.
Stop. The Meadow's going to turn into a field and it's going to be over. Okay. And be like,
I got to change my name to Pasture by the end of this interview.
Her middle name is Acre. Call her Acre. Acre for short. She only tells it for her real friends.
I love that.
So so would you consider yourself a natural storyteller? Because I think I am to a certain extent. Everyone has a different medium when it comes to conveying a story. So would you feel like you're a natural storyteller as well?
I don't know how natural it is, because I know exactly where it came from and when it happened to me. But I am a lifelong storyteller for sure. My favorite person in the whole world is my grandfather. And he used to encourage me to write my own bedtime stories. So on our terribly huge, thick computer, boot up, big old Microsoft from years and years and years ago, I would sit on his lap.
Windows 95, y'all. that was that.
Yes. So we would pick out one picture of clip art, and I would build my bedtime story around this clip art, and he would type the story that I would tell, and he'd put it on a floppy disk. So I had like a floppy disk full of bedtime stories that I had written for me. And it was around when I was like 5 or 6. So I didn't really know how to do those things for myself.
Gotcha.
So it was always about me. I was like, Meadow flew off in a hot air balloon and found a puppy on a rainbow. And, just like the most basic childlike fantasies. But it did spark my love of storytelling. I got into novel writing pretty soon after that. And then I just realized that even though I love novels, I hope I write till the day I die. I enjoy the community of tabletop
Mm.
role-playing games.
I will agree with you on that one. When I started working at my current job, which is a game and comic store, that just expanded my love for tabletop gaming, period, because community is key.
Yeah.
You can have a game, but if no one's playing it, it's just a creation
Yep.
and no one will ever know about it. But when you see nothing but tables of different games being played and the excitement when you reach that goal or you roll that nat 20 or you play that one card that just pisses off every commander player, it's the dopest thing in the world.
Yeah.
It
It is
is
electric.
right at the high. It's just the high that comes from it, because you sit back and go, my life is complete now. I have found the youthful fountain, and oh, look, Wild Bills. And you go in the corner and get your Wild Bills cup. If you know, you know. So, do you have a particular RPG franchise? Because every RPG player has a foundation, but they have a specific franchise or a campaign that they particularly like. What about you?
Nope.
Ooh, ooh, ladies and gentlemen, it's all around. Ladies and gentlemen, the meadow has been turned into a plane. Okay.
I feel that I'm a big homebrew person, and I like to homebrew campaigns based
Yes.
on my favorite media nerdery. So right now I'm currently running a campaign that's inspired by Stardust, one of my favorite movies. Because I love me too, Heather. Me
Facts. Facts. That is gospel right there. That is absolute fact. I'm 56 and I'm loving it. Please continue. I'm so sorry.
No, you're fine. I love jumping into worlds that I love to watch or love to read about. And
Mm.
most of those don't already exist. Some do. But I ran like a Goonies campaign and Kids on Bikes, and that was really fun for everybody to just be kids looking for treasure. And then realizing halfway through, like a booby trap, oh, wait, we're 12. This is way too dangerous. What is this? It's like, yeah, you didn't watch the movie.
Oh,
It's
wait a second. No, come on. See, the booby traps are the best, though.
Exactly. And well, if you play 6 sessions like we did, and
Mm.
all 4 of the first ones are just putting the clues together around town and avoiding the town bully, and then the last 2 sessions are you trying not to get 2-ton boulders dropped on your head while you're deep underground of your city in cave systems that have been forbidden for years. Like, yeah, you're in over your head.
Wow,
You see
that
how we
sounds
did
like my
that?
last
Like,
marriage. Oh my god. I don't know how to feel about this. Yo, it's like boulders. Those are in-laws. Run.
run, run.
Wow. And a lot of people, if you watch this for the first time, if you've ever heard the term homebrew, it's simply taking the skeleton of an established RPG system and creating your own world, your own campaign, your own types of characters, your own system. And I've always been impressed with anybody who can create a homebrew and make it so much fun that they tell friends that aren't even nerds about it. They're like, "What's this game you're talking about?" Man, let me tell you, my familiar is a silver dragon. Let me tell you, I got that egg, and you just see the wonder and the joy in their face and in the eyes. And Heather has a question that is incredible. I cannot resist this. Sorry, I get distracted by good things.
I think that's the best way to get distracted.
She says, wait. Which one of your games that you've written is your favorite, Meadow? Oh, I feel like you've been put on the spot.
This is like asking me to choose between my children, and the answer is Wielder Weapon. Easy. It's my favorite one.
Oh, you've got my attention. Wielder Weapon?
Wielder Weapon. It is
a wielder. Oh, I saw your post about Wielder Weapon. I want to play that game. Oh my gosh.
It's now up on my Patreon. You don't have to be a patron to get it. You can just buy it out of the shop. But it is a 3-player RPG where there's a narrator, so the person who's running the game, and then there's 2 cursed cohorts who are basically cowboys in space who have been cursed to be able to turn into weapons. So they're basically like wear guns, and they need to traverse the different planets trying to break this curse while fulfilling all of these spaghetti Western tropes and stereotypes. They share everything. It's a game about codependency and betrayal, and it's all about doomed narratives. Westerns are my favorite genre of media. I think we got it so right when we did Westerns.
Oh my
Uh,
gosh.
and so I'm obsessed with them. I'm going to keep making Western games till the day I die. Gunslingers, outlaws, all of it. You can't stop me. But Wielder Weapon is my favorite.
Can I say that you have become one of my favorite people simply because of Wielder Weapon? And I will tell you why. I grew up watching Westerns, Gunsmoke, Rawhide, Bonanza, Ponderosa, which is weird because Bonanza and Ponderosa are restaurants now. That's gross. But anyway. And as I got older, I started reading Western novels and audiobooks, especially from William W. Johnstone. And my favorite characters are mountain men. Mm-hmm. I'm always fascinated by mountain men. And my two favorite characters are Preacher and Smoke Jensen. Love any story that they're in. So the fact that this has been created and I could possibly be one. Oh my God.
You could be Preacher that turns into a rifle or a revolver. You can also turn into a lightsaber. Like what weapon you turn into, totally up to your imagination at your table. But you do turn into a weapon, and it's not always within your control. And it's about revenge, and it's about justice, and it's about survival, because that's what cowboy media is all about.
Facts. I know what you did to that family. I'm gonna let you know right now. I'm gonna get you. Don't know when, don't know where. But before I leave this town, I will have the dust of your defeat on my boots.
Exactly that.
I'm out of here. Someone's going, what are you talking about? This, what are you doing? Wielder Weapon. So if y'all go grab Wielder Weapon, please go support this. Support this incredible creator, this magnificent creator. And it's a 3-person RPG, which makes it even better. Because one of the things I've seen over the years is people get intimidated by Dungeons and Dragons because of what the media put out and what the non-players put out. And now you've got people who are making jokes of goodness. I just had a brain fart. I'm sorry. NPCs. Thank you. People that will say, hey, you're an NPC, and they have just thrown that term into the dirt, which is not fair, because non-playable characters in the game are integral to the storytelling. So if somebody was interested in learning how to play, and they weren't sure which direction to go, how would you guide them?
With D&D?
How about whatever you choose? I just want to hear what your pitch would be.
Sure. So for TTRPGs in general, the thing that is intimidating are the mechanics. It's the math. It's what do I roll and when, and what do I add, and where are my stats, and all of these terminologies that can feel overwhelming because it is like learning a new language.
Yes.
So what you need to do is forget that. All you have to do is role play true to your character. If you're role playing well enough, then the person running your game will know what check to ask you for. One of my biggest pet peeves in D&D is when people say, can I roll a perception check? Can I get an insight check? Don't ask that. Tell me what you are doing.
Exactly.
And then I will tell you if you can roll. And if you're role playing well, you're going to get advantage. Don't ask me if you're looking for insight. Tell me that the exact phrase that NPC just used sounded just the way your aunt used to tell you a lie. You cock your head to the side and you narrow your eyes, unsure of their motives. Me as a GM, my brain is dingling. Roll, 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 roll. That's insight. When players don't trust their DM enough,
come on,
to role play through their actions, you
tell it.
robbing the entire table of an immersive experience.
Y'all understand why I'm really come to love and appreciate this lady here? That is it, plain and simple. Don't overthink it. Don't try so hard to emulate or even imitate what you've heard people say about the game. Just play the character. Be that character for that moment. This is pretend. This is make believe. Are you that ranger who has been in the wilderness forever and doesn't know how to interact with people? Be that. Are you that dwarven paladin who is serving his god to the point where he is not willing to compromise his values, but he's got to go on this mission with these see where I'm going with this? Y'all see where I'm going with this? You focus on that character. My favorite characters are always half-elf paladins because it's a balance if you think about it, because paladins, they gain their abilities from the god they worship.
But why half-elves?
Because half-elves there's always that stigma of humans and elves aren't allowed. They aren't allowed. And yet somehow an elven man or human woman or vice versa have found that love. They have found that bond, come together, procreate. You have now created what I see as one of the most amazing beings because you have the best of both worlds. But the world still doesn't understand you because your ears are pointed. So they're automatically going to be prejudiced against you. They're going to be racist against you, but they're going to need you because you're a hero. It's a catch-22. And I think it's the challenge of it that I like because being a black man, racism is something that we continue to deal with no matter how light, how dark you are. So it's funny that my character is a dark-skinned black man, bald with green eyes. And his name is Jamie McAllister. Why did you laugh?
Because I know that is an actual character name.
Yes.
Who is that? Why do I know that name?
Since you're into Western-esque stories, then you'd be familiar. Jamie Ian McAllister was one of William W. Johnstone's main characters.
I knew it. Okay. I was like, no, why is that familiar to me? Hold on now. Okay. I'm caught up. You
see the excitement? Yo, only people that would catch it go, wait a second. How does that? I know. Ooh.
So it started ringing bells in the back of my head, and I was like, no, wait. Love that.
I am a fan of the books, The Eagles by William W. Johnstone. I'm a fan of it. And I just said, I've always wanted to incorporate those characters into the characters that I create. So he's my level 9 half-elf paladin.
If you're ever interested, I literally just started working on a brand new homebrew class called the Wrangler, which will entail like arcane lassoing and gunslinging and rustling. So if you want to do like beast bounty hunter, if you want to be able to track and intimidate like people, I'm gonna bring cowboys to D&D.
I'm with it.
People can have access.
You call on me. I'm with it. I don't even care. Send me a DM. Montel, you down? What day? What time? I'll take that day off. I don't care.
I absolutely will.
So Hoodventure said there's someone who's done both. This is very true because I used to run the Gen Con events when Wizards of the Coast asked me to do. Okay. And Wizards of the Coast, they're trying to get their act together. I just really wish they would clean up things because they come up with the latest and you can see it on both sides. Some are excited about the changes. Some are more disparaging about the change. So in your opinion, even though you're a homebrew aficionado, if you will.
Uh-huh.
Uh-oh. What
I'm excited. Ask the question.
So as a RPG, TTRPG aficionado, with the changes to the system, what is your opinion? The floor is yours. Wow, we had an exhale. We had an exhale, y'all. Let me tell you, I gotta grab my D20 on this one because I'm gonna need my support die.
I have a lot of opinions.
Okay.
And my biggest regret of it, or my biggest failing that I find with it, is that it doesn't take big enough swings. Small, minute things have changed that don't actually alter the balance of many classes. Let me just take Ranger, for example.
Okay. It was funny.
Because I love Ranger.
That was the first one that got the biggest complaint at my store. Okay. I got to hear yours. I got to hear your take on this.
I think it has been upgraded and re-optimized, not to where it should have been. If they were paying attention, they would have taken big swings for the Ranger and made the Ranger so OP, so cool that everyone would want to play it, because that's the class no one wants to play. So you need to make it better. And they did, but they only made it better in the sense that now it's great for multi-classing into. It's still not great to start from. Everyone else in your party, if you start from level 1, is going to be more powerful than you as a Ranger. But if you multi-class into Ranger, now, with the changes in the first level, you automatically have Hunter's Mark always prepared, and you get access to spells that you didn't before. And you suddenly have a much wider range of access to new types of casting and new benefits that are great because they're now low level. So if you multi-class only like 1 level into Ranger as a rogue, or 2 levels into Ranger as a monk, whatever, it's going to benefit you now way more than if you had ever tried to just be a Ranger. That's not cool enough. Make the Rangers irresistible. People should be salivating at the mouth to play Ranger. Right now, the only people who liked Rangers are the ones who have already played them and enjoyed the campaign.
Really?
Yes.
Oof. So in a way, they've nerfed Ranger to where it's unappealing?
No, it's not unappealing. It's just no more appealing than it was before. The subclasses now are fine. The favorite enemy and the favorite foe are interesting. They're not big enough swings. They're not taking enough risk. And to be the heaviest hitters in the TTRPG scene, with the most history behind them, you should be absolutely listening to your fandom. And your fandom is telling you when the things you put out are problematic, and they're telling you that they want cooler stuff. And they just released like 8 new subclasses today. Well, not 8 new, like 5 new, and then 3 of the subclasses that already existed are now upgraded and tweaked.
Really?
And I only like one of them, the like purple dragon knight. Now you get a dragon that grows with you as you level up, and you can eventually ride it. And now like one of your party members could just have a dragon with you. That's awesome. But like other things don't really do much for you. I read over it today, not super impressed.
I can see it on your face. I can see it on your face. You're just like, man.
But WotC has far bigger issues to deal with than whether or not they impress me. I'm not one of their largest customers, you know? Like, I do prefer indie TTRPGs anyway. Now, I love me some D&D, and I know it has its place, and I love to play it. Running it is always more of an emotional weight than running like almost any other game system besides Pathfinder. So there's like no reason to add all of that. I know, you're right, Hoodventure. Pathfinder did make them a little scared in their boots there. So I'm glad to see it happen. I want to see bigger, better changes from them. Instead of where I'm seeing them go with this like use of AI art, with the Spelljammer fiasco, with like all this stuff going on. I'm like, y'all.
I had such high hopes for Spelljammer. I really did. and I don't know anyone who's gravitated to it, because one thing I've learned in my lifetime with those who play particular games, they don't like changes that take the fun. They don't like changes that suck all the air out of it. I knew guys who play Rifts religiously, who play Traveler religiously. I played Gamma World, and I thought the initial beginning of Gamma World was fantastic. I played it at A school when I was in the Navy in Virginia Beach. We were tired of being taught. We were we were creating characters and having a blast. It seems like there's such, and maybe I'm not making any sense, but if you put so much into it that you take the fun out, you can't wonder why people aren't playing it.
Yeah.
The bag is only going to hold so much, but make the bag comfortable to be carried so it can share it. I know that's a weird
No, I get you.
metaphor to use, but
with Spelljammer, some of the species and races that you could suddenly play are cool. Some are really problematic. But in general, I think the 2024 rules, the only thing that I'm like feral about and super for is the weapon masteries that you get. I think that helps move combat along so much. So it helps a lot. Giving a Vex property to a blade. So like I main a rogue. So if I don't have advantage
I would
on
never have
attack,
guessed. Not in a
I'm
million
not
years.
going to get the sneak attack. So I need my sneak attack. So now if I hit somebody, my very next turn, I know I'm going to get that sneak attack because I have Vex. That's great. Love that. We love being able to slow our enemies. We love more ways to cut down the time of combat, because D&D slogs through combat more than any other system I know. So I'm glad they're trying to keep things paced well so that dynamic storytelling can take the front stage. Nothing that they put in the rules has really affected how you're going to role play. So, most of my complaints, pedantic, mechanical opinions. But they are my opinion nonetheless, and I'm not impressed.
I want more people to be able to come and play. I want more people to come to the table and not be afraid. And you've experienced this as well. I definitely want to get your take on this. We get newer players at my store all the time. And one of the scariest things for them is they don't know what to do. They don't know what to bring. They don't know what to take. Now, on the other side, if you're experienced and you've been playing for years and you remember that day you played your first campaign, be more welcoming to the newer players. They don't know what's going on. They want to be a part of it, but they don't. There's not even an etiquette. It's just an understanding and empathy for new players. And I know you've seen it through all your years of playing. And do you still see it now? Because I know I do.
All the time. I run a
What
lot
in the world?
of games. So very often I will be running low-level D&D campaigns through startplaying.games. And so people book my time to be in short campaigns that will teach them how to play D&D. So I get questions all the time. I get, hey, I know we don't have a session until 3 days from now, but I'm struggling with character creation. I don't want to bother you. And I'm like, no, it's no bother. That's why you booked my time. I'm here to make it so that all you have to do is have fun telling the story. Hand me the heavy stuff. Hand me the crunchy mechanical bits. Let me do that heavy lifting for you. Let me walk you through it. Let me hold your hand, because you don't need to do it alone. The scary off-putting part goes away the second you start getting into the story. So if the story is dynamic and the table is willing to be creative and safe, then it's always a great time. It's when people start using D&D for power fantasy play, or don't care about the boundaries that are put in place to have safety tools, where things start to go off the rails.
Hey, you are preaching to the choir on that one. That's for sure. That's that. I always have flashbacks to when I first started and I was in high school, and I feel like that setting is missing. That particular genuine setting is missing, where it's just a bunch of people who happen to see each other all the time and like, hey, are you interested in this? Like, yeah, I'd like to give it a shot. Well, come on. And that and sense of welcoming that's missing. If you go to cons like PAX Unplugged and Gen Con and Too Many Games, you'll get that sense. If you guys have never been to any of these conventions, I'm sure Metal's been to like 7,000 of them by now. Probably
PAX
7,000.
was my first.
Wait, what?
PAX was. I don't normally do conventions. That was
Thank
my
you for
first
coming
one.
to the show, y'all. We appreciate your time as we sit here. Welcome our guest here, as she has blown my mind. Oh my God.
Hello.
So what made you decide to come to PAX?
Spunky Taylor, you can look her up absolutely everywhere.
I love that lady. Oh my
Yes,
gosh.
a
Taylor's
very close
dope.
friend of mine and a great participant in the TTRPG community. Is great with marketing, is great with being at the table and performing, and is such a positive and uplifting person. She kind of took me under her wing this past year because I told her I wanted to take this very seriously. This is
Okay.
something I see myself doing for a very, very long time. And I'd love to be able to make connections that last in this space. I want to create community. I want to foster community. And Taylor was like, well, you got to talk to someone else than me. And I was like, wait, that doesn't sound right. No, I thought it was just you and me going to be best friends forever and never talk to anyone
But
else.
that's just going to happen anyway. There's nothing we can do about
So,
no
but
getting
she
around that.
encouraged me to apply for the PAX U stuff after I had kind of grown my social media standing a little bit to where they would like trust me with a content creator pass. And I was really fortunate enough to be able to get that pass. And so I went. I do what Taylor tells me to do because Taylor is brilliant. She's experienced and she knows what she's doing. So I always take advice, especially from Black women who have know what they're talking about. I would never, shun knowledge or push that away. And she has never led me astray. Taylor is amazing.
Indeed.
Anyone who knows about Spunky Taylor, and if you don't, you should, please go look up everything that she's in because she's in a lot. She's busy too.
Let me tell you, and she is probably one of the most enthusiastic people I have ever met. Met her at PAX along with you. And that whole, y'all, when we met, all of us met you, we were in one spot.
Yeah.
Lady and I were right there with them, and Bendy was there, and it was if we had just known each other for so long. We were chatting it up and talking, and that type of camaraderie we need, especially in the TTRPG space, for people of color, for women, for LGBTQIA plus. We need that space to make it safe, to make it fun, to make it welcoming. I am big on this. Look, you want to play? Sit down. Don't worry about dice. I got you. Don't worry about a character sheet. We'll make one. Don't worry about the adventure. Just have fun. That's all that matters. And I'm big on promoting spaces that, to be honest, a lot of us, folk of color, don't get to be a part of, or we feel like we don't get to be a part of this. If you could tell somebody, let's say someone in their 20s who's looking to be a part of something like this, and they want to be a part of it, but they're not sure if they should, how would you convince them?
I would say, what is your favorite story? And that could be anything: movie, book, TV show, comic book, anything. I would ask them what their favorite story is. And I would say, great. So if you were in that story, who would you be? And they would tell me. And I'd be like, great. If we play this system, I can make that happen for you. I can do it. The Candyman can. He will mix it up with love and make the whole world taste good.
Oh my gosh.
I will absolutely make that happen for you. I like knowing what inspires other people, and stories do that. It's just the type of stories that people like. Some people want to play a dark horror story. We can go Curse of Strahd if you want. We don't have to. There's plenty of horror out there. We can do anything you want. if you want to do, something in space, we can absolutely do that. You like Cyberpunk Red is right there, and it's been there.
Mhm.
Like we can find something for anyone. All you have to do is love stories. And everyone does. They just don't even know it sometimes.
That is a true statement. That is a very, very true statement. Um, let's see. I want to share something with everybody real quick
Ooh.
because yes, we all about here at the Blerdicorn Convos. We're all about sharing stuff that's amazing. So I want to share something on here because this is something that you're a part of.
Oh?
Yes, yes, because it's nothing bad. I promise you, it's nothing bad.
Well, I'm not a part of anything bad, so that's good. Yeah.
Yes, this is happening right after. That's why I'm not taking too much more of her time because she is a part of the Hex Heist all Fridays, 7 to 10. This is what you'll be a part of tonight, correct?
Yes, this is the session 0. So it's not going to be streamed tonight. It's all going to be Fridays in February. But tonight we're getting together to talk about character building because it's extensive in the system and things like that.
Ooh, so tell us about the Girls Run the World. That first of all, I'm already following that. I'm on board with all of that 1000%.
Yeah, Girls from These Worlds is a TTRPG collective all about championing actual plays for people of marginalized genders and BIPOC community members. So it's all about uplifting those stories that don't get uplifted often and making sure that reflects not only in the casting, but in the production team and in the behind the scenes. It makes sure that we keep each other not just accountable but safe. We hold each other, and Girls Run These Worlds have been doing that for a while now. They're going under a bunch of really cool upgrades and changes, so I'm really excited about that. And I have a lot of work coming up with them that I'm so proud of that I can't say anything about just yet, but I can't wait to be able to do so. So keep an eye on them because they are definite players in the game for sure.
The dreaded NDA, or as I like to say, Negro don't ask. So you already know you're gonna get in trouble if you say anything about it. Okay, let me go ahead and end that screen share. That is wonderful. When you see this collective of minds who are passionate about anything, it's exciting to me. And you have been doing this for a minute. What has been your greatest joy from doing all of this?
Oh, no, it's so joyful.
You can say everything and be like, okay, cool. It's everything.
I think it's actually pretty recently.
Mm-hmm.
I think seeing that someone had bought one of my games that I published was really solidifying for me that not only can I run other people's games, but the games that I write and pour my heart into mean something to other people. So that's one of my proudest moments so far. But I think the most joyous moment has certainly been the entire weekend of PAX U, getting to make new friends and make new connections and I don't know, just grow. I felt true growth happen when I was there, and it felt so gratifying. I came away very grateful. I went in very grateful, but I feel like I left even more so. And I never want to take things like that for granted because the people I got to connect with, I hope are part of my community for a really long time and hope that I can keep them in my orbit, just like I hope I can keep you in my orbit because
oh, you kidding me? I'm the itty bitty
is
moon.
Immaculate.
I'm the itty bitty moon. You just look for the one with the beard, and I'm just kind of buzzing around.
Okay, we need a moon with a beard on a shirt. That's what we need.
I have friends that are probably will draw that up for me. It wouldn't be a problem. It's something about the beard. Oh my gosh. I had to honestly say it was an honor to meet you. And
thank you. It was an honor to meet you as well.
It was your first PAX, but guess what? I don't believe in happenstance. I believe in serendipity. People being where they need to be for a reason is usually that reason. And the opportunity I had to meet you and oh my gosh, and Taylor and so many amazing people. It really made my heart grow. And as an older Blerd, coming from a generation, shut up. Coming from a generation, yeah, people are like, hello, I'm busy. I'm talking with a really dope individual here. Don't interrupt my time, okay? But when you get a chance to meet your people, you meet your collective. That just adds an extra layer of excitement because you don't feel alone. You don't feel like you've been ostracized and put in a
Yeah.
corner and told that's where you stay and don't worry about playing anything else. When Lainey came to PAX last year, her concept of the convention was funny. She told me she thought it was in a hotel and it was all in one ballroom and it was just people playing Monopoly and Game of Life. I said, girl, your whole world is about to explode. She walked into that vendor's hall. She went, I'm sorry, Navy, what? I said, I tried to tell you.
Yeah.
This is just part of it. And she lost her mind. She came this year. And of course, you saw her interviewing
Yeah.
and everything. She got into it, which always makes me excited. So I understand the joy when you
Yeah.
see new players, returning players, experienced players come to the table and they're just attentive and they're excited and they're ready to go. You're like, okay, let's get started. Oh my God, this is wonderful. Everything, yay. You are a joy. Again, as I said, the honor to have met you is all mine. And it makes me happy to know that the
That's
TTR.
greedy.
Huh?
That's greedy. I can't
What?
have some of the honor to meet you back. What you mean
Oh,
it's all
okay, okay,
yours?
okay, okay, okay.
Rude. Hold on. Hold on.
She's yelling at me, Glenn. Glenn, she's yelling at me. You didn't sign up for this. You didn't tell me as well. I'm gonna get. Yeah, I'm just kidding.
Don't be greedy. Share some honor now,
Okay.
Paladin.
Okay. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I knew that was coming. I was waiting for that. I was waiting for that. And as he would say, well, my lady, I implore upon you to please establish forgiveness for my insolence and know that I shall continue to move forth to be a better paladin. Okay, I guess I'll forgive you. Oh, Heather is not helping. Called out. Yep.
We know paladins around here. We know
Hey,
paladins.
hey, don't yell at me. Okay, I'm just saying. Don't yell at me. I'm sensitive. I'm very sensitive. So thank you again. You contribute so much to the space more than you ever know. And I wanted to give you your flowers because this is what I do. I have what I call my Blerdicorn florist moment. Yes, I've had a chance to check out everything that you've done, and behind that I see a joy. I see a love. I see a creative spirit that adds to the beauty of the landscape already. Granted, your name is Meadow, so it's perfect. Absolutely perfect. But when you see black folk creating games like this and they don't get the shine, it hurts me to my core. But when you have black folk who create games that bring joy and that leads to others getting their shine, that excites me. You are one of those shining stars in this universe. And if no one else has ever told you, I'm pretty sure you got people in the chat that are chatting you up and telling you, you fucking rule. I thank
So
you
much.
for what you do. Thank you for what you represent. Thank you for what you bring and what you create.
That was beautiful.
I don't know what you're talking about. This beautiful thing that you speak of. That's how I am. And you know what? And Heather said it, but Meadow is all that. Meadow is all that and more.
That's
See,
so sweet.
see, you just as bad as me. You don't know how to take flowers. That's the
I
thing.
said thank you.
Yeah, but see, you think that's it? That's not how this works. See, that's not how this works. See, Undateable knows me. Show love 101. That's just how I am. That is how I am. But I know you got to get out of here. You got a session to prepare for. And before we go, I want you to do me a favor. Tell everybody where they can find you and show you love and where they can let everybody know where you can be found.
Absolutely. Howdy, darlings. far and near. I'm Meadow. You can find me everywhere on the internet that matters at Howdy Love Darlin or Howdy Love Darlin GM. You can find me on Fridays at Girls Run These Worlds, running the Hex Heist in a system that I wrote called Fate and Favor. You can find me on Patreon, where you can buy the games that I design or just sign up to be a patron and get them one by one every month as I release them. You can find me on every other Tuesday at Crits and Chaos. You can find me on Wednesdays at Forgotten Adventures for Fears and Fortunes. You can find me on Mondays, sometimes at Hit Points Not Required for one shots. And you can find me on... I'm so sorry. I'm very busy. You can also find me on the 18th on the Imaginif channel running Brindlewood Bay.
I was waiting for you to breathe. I was waiting. I was waiting for an exhale. I was just like, there was too much inhale, and that was way too much inhale.
Lightheaded.
See, I need you to keep it together. You got things to do. Everybody, I want to tell you this straight up, and this is coming from an OG Blerd. If there's something that you want to explore, if there is something in the RPG or the tabletop RPG or tabletop board game space that you want to be a part of, just go for it. There are gatherings. There are people like Meadow, myself, and others who love what we love and want to bring more of our folks in there. Don't be afraid just because someone says, well, that's for them. No, it's not. It's for everyone. Everyone is welcome at the table. Or as we say in Morkborg, everybody's welcome. The world's going to end anyway.
We love Morkborg in this house.
Oh, I've been playing. I didn't play yesterday, but we've been playing late. We played Death in Space. And let me tell you, I'm loving Morkborg. Oh my gosh. Let me stop. My guys.
Thank you so much for having me, by the way. It's been wonderful sharing in your light and your joy. I can't wait to do this again sometime. You just let me know when. I will make time.
And I assure you it will be probably sooner. Because I want to do a collective of all of the queens of color who are in the TTRPG space, so we can have a collective conversation about the journey and what can be done to improve it and what can be added and things like that. Just that type of discussion. It's needed. It's necessary. So you're the first one to sign up for it. You don't even realize.
Hit me up.
I love it. Wait, what is this? Future game to be determined in June 2.
Oh, yeah, that's a sneaky another NDA.
Ooh, we ain't trying to get in trouble here. Ooh, you trying to get her in trouble. See, Heather, you're awful. You're awful, but I love it. I love it here. Everybody, please go follow Meadow. Howdy Love Darling GM everywhere. She is everywhere. She is definitely part of the goodness. What are you not a part of here? I'm looking at my Instagram going, geez, girls run the worlds and everything and whatnot. So thank you so much. Oh, get out of here. But everybody, thank you so much for joining us. Please go follow Meadow on all social media. Follow her and her Patreon. Support her. Support doesn't always cost money, but it can add a lot to what people are trying to do. Don't worry about following me. Go follow her. Go follow her. But in the meantime and in between time, as I tell all of you beautiful, sexy people to do, especially if you got your die ready and you're ready to do a roll initiative and everything, please stay nerdy, stay geeky, and always stay sexy. I love you all. Meadow, you are the bee's knees.
I love that drink.
Oh my gosh. Now I gotta find out what this is. This bee's knees. Great. I'm not an alcoholic, but great. Y'all make it.
It's gin and honey. You're gonna like it.
Bye. Oh, I can't. You're killing me. Bye, everybody. Gee whiz.